Hi guys, this is Renate. I'm a certified high performance coach, a certified Feldenkrais practitioner, sports coach and success coach, and I'm streaming to you live from Singapore. It's noon, so I hope you're having your lunch break, and if you have time to watch this training, give me the thumbs up. Now today's topic is how to influence an underperformer. And I just heard my mentor, Brendan Bashar, talk about something like this, how to really help them. And it's not about bettering them, it's not about beating them down, but how can you help an underperformer, how to influence an underperformer. So this could be you're the boss, you're the team leader, and some of the team members, some of your staff, some of your employees, they are really not, up to bar. They are just, below par. They don't show up in the sense of they're all over the place. The results are not the ones you expect. They are letting the other team members down. It could be a teenager, maybe you have kids and they are not really showing up in some areas, and it could be your partner, so forgive me, they might not be showing up in conversations, in meaningful conversations. So how do you influence these underperformers, these non-performers, in a way which is useful, which is helpful? Not just telling them that they are horrible, that they disappoint you, because this will not make a conversation going. And by the way, please let me know where you're watching in from. Give me thumbs up if you think this is really valuable. Post questions, comments below to help you help other people who are dear to you but who are not performing. Now, I took some notes here because I just want to make sure I stay on track and help your underperforming friends, team members, kids, partners, whatever it is. Now, starting with you, if you are the leader, if you are the leader of the team, if you're the leader of the business, if you're the leader of the group, it's your job, it's your responsibility to call them out on this one. To call them out if they are constantly underperforming, and also to challenge them. And of course, you don't do this in front of everybody else. You do not humiliate them, because we start with number one, always honor them, always respect them. And you could do something like, Susan, you're important to me, you're important for the company, you're important for the team. And so that's why we are having this conversation. And as I said, you honor them first, and you do not humiliate them, and you don't do this in front of the team, in front of their colleagues. So find some private area, start with honoring them, tell them that they are important to you, to the business, to the team. And so this is the reason you are having this conversation. And number two is ask about them. So like, how are you feeling? How are you feeling, being in this situation? You might have noticed that, the results are not as expected, and you're maybe letting your team down. So how are you feeling about this? And also ask them what their goals and aspirations are, because maybe they don't have any aspirations. They're just there doing their job. And you might also ask, like, what's getting in your way to showing up at a higher level, to showing up with more focus or with more energy? Or I don't know what your business is, I don't know your circumstances, but ask them, like, what's getting in your way to really show up your very best? Not maybe just once a month, but consistently, that we can rely on you, that you are a valid team member, contributing to the success of the business, of the team, of the relationship. So first of all, you respect them, you honor them. Then you ask about how they are feeling, what their dreams and aspirations are, and what in their mind, from their point of view, what's holding them back, right? And this is what we call in high performance, we call this openness to learning about them. Because very often as leaders, and I used to be a teacher, and I'm guilty as charged, because sometimes I assumed something about my students, something about my co-workers. And so as if you're a team leader, if you are an entrepreneur leading a team, it's so easy to fall into this trap, assuming that we know why they are underperforming. So ask them what their aspirations are, ask them how they feel about the situation, and ask them what's holding them back from their point of view. So this openness to learning about them, this openness about not assuming and learning about their why is so huge. And maybe you think, they are just stupid, right? Don't assume and don't talk them down and don't judge them, because at one point in your or my life, we were all there. We were not really bringing our best self, into the equation. We sucked. So give them the benefit of the doubt. And you might have hear me say that we should empower people and, support them to find their best. There's always a time to empower them and cuddle them. And there's a time when you really have to call them out, you have to challenge them to take steps, to take action, to do something differently. So today, this teaching or this training is about how to really challenge them to step it up. Honor them, respect them. Number 2 is be open to learn about their why, what their aspirations are, what their obstacles are. And I wrote this down, and I want you to write this down as well, because it's such an important part. Being a great leader is you as the leader stay open to the future potential of your people. Stay open to the future potential of your team members. Stay open to the future potential of your kids. That's huge, isn't it? Because it's not just them, it's also you. You have to play an important part in this equation as well, to be able to be a great leader and to be able to lead your team and just bring them up as well. Raise them with you. Lift them up as well. Good. Good so far? Well, I hope this helps you. Post questions, comments below. I'm here to help you. And number 3 is, which is really based on high performance habits. And by the way, you might see the book here, High Performance Habits. It's a must read if you're a leader. It's written by my mentor, Brendan Burchard, by my mentor and trainer, Brendan Burchard. And it's based on research and lots of case studies. And it's so huge and so valuable. So number 3 is based on high performance concepts about high performance habits. And high performance means you're showing up consistently above standard norms. Number 3 is you're setting the influence that they ask questions differently. So for you to help them do this, to set the influence, to help them change their mindset, is you could ask questions like, what other ways could you think of to deal with those obstacles and, make the things work? What different way, what different approach could you think about that you get the things done on time? Or if you approach this issue, if you approach the situation from your higher self or your highest self, how would you go about it? Or another question would be, if your most courageous self, the person with the superpower, if you were a person with this superpower, and if your most courageous self were in this situation, how would you go about it? How would you look at that challenge differently? How would you show up differently? What other steps would you take if you were there as your most courageous, boldest self with no fear? Just a few questions, and you can make up your own questions because you know your situation the best. You know the situation of your company, your relationship best. So think of any other questions you could help that they think differently. Empower them. How would they deal with it if they had superpowers? How would they deal it if whatever the obstacle is, if this was of no concern? And I recently I attended a training by Joel Bauer, who is called the mentor of mentors. It's about influence and relationships and also about empowerment. And he asked the question like, if money was no concern, how would you go about it? So you can ask your underperforming team members, friends, colleagues, employees, also like, if money wasn't any concern, if fear wasn't any concern, if whatever it is, you just insert the biggest fear, the biggest obstacle that for them not showing up, for them underperforming. If this was not of any concern, what would you do next? I hope this helps. So we have 3. By the way, thank you for watching live from Singapore. So number 1 is always respect the person. And if you call them out and if you challenge them, because it's your job, it's your responsibility as the leader, you don't want to be a weak leader. It's time for cuddle, but sometimes you really have to take action to help them, those underperforming people, grow as well. So it's always about respect. So don't have this discussion in front of a group, in front of their co-workers. Always honor them, respect them, like you're important to me, so that's why I'm having this discussion. Number 2 was like, your openness to learn about them, what their obstacles are, their point of view. So don't assume you know what they think about, and you don't know about their family, you don't know whether the kids have issues or whether there is something with their parents or whatever it is, their own health. So don't assume, and write this sentence down. You as the leader, you stay open to the future potential of your people, of your teammates, of your team members, of your group. Number 3 was setting influence by helping them think differently and approach the challenge differently. And you could ask questions like, well, if you approach this challenge from your highest self, how would you go about? What other ways could you think about? If money, if fear, if whatever, if this were of no concern, how would you go about? What would the next step be? And the last one is the challenge level. And this is important. Don't leave this out, because you want them that they show up with a bigger willingness to change and to improve and to show up at a different level of focus or energy or courage or productivity. So you could say something like, well, Susan or Ben or whatever the person's name is, as you're sharing this with you, I mean, I'm hearing you, but there is a time when you have to make a choice, and you have to make this choice today. So don't postpone it to in a week or in a month. Really tell them that's the deadline, or you have to make the decision today. And you can either stay as is and you struggle through and have frustrating results, or maybe you're so unhappy that you might want to quit or to leave. I have to accept that as well. Or if you are committed to really contributing, if you're committed to showing up at a different level, if you're committed, because you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family, maybe you also owe it to your team members, then I'm here to support you. But you have to make the choice today. You stay as is and stay the underperforming team member. And I know this sounds like you make them feel guilty, but it is like that, right? Sometimes you can't beat around the bush. You just have to name it. It's your responsibility as a leader. I know it's tough. I know it's challenging because we all want to be liked and loved and be seen as the good guy, but it's your responsibility. It helps you, it helps the other person, the underperforming person, and then it helps the team, it helps your business. So you have to make the decision today. What is it? You stay as is, don't change anything, you just go muddle through. You don't get the results, you don't get the income, you don't get the sales, you don't get whatever it is they are lacking and they are not performing at, or you step it up. You really step it up and you commit to show up fully, to show up with more passion, to maybe take courageous action, take some classes, learn new skills, and I'm here to support you all the way. So what is it? Tough, huh? But this is what successful, high-performing leaders do. These are the kinds of questions they ask. Well, I hope this helps you. I don't want to keep you from your lunch break for too long. If you're having lunch or if you're watching from the US, it's in the middle of the night, I guess. So you should get some sleep to really show up at a different level of energy. And by the way, sleep, 7 to 8 hours is recommended, that you are like fully rested, and then you can crush it and you can show up with more passion and energy and focus and perform better. So if you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. Also, if you watch the replay, please post the word replay. You can also post your questions and comments in the replay. Show me thumbs up or some, they look like some hearts, if this training is of value for you. For you if you are a business owner, for you if you're an entrepreneur, for you if you are a parent, for you if you're a teacher. Because we all struggle in this respect, and this is something which is usually not taught. And I'm a trained teacher myself, so I used to be a professor at a commercial college. But we had some psychology training, but we never ever went to this level of high-performing habits and high-performing strategies and how to address the situation, the challenge differently. Because if you are a teacher, you might have lots of underperforming students. I know, I had. And I wished I had known these approaches, that first of all, I honor the student and I respect the students and tell the student that I respect them and honor them. And that's why we have to have this discussion. And number two is to learn what are the reasons. And sometimes they tell you the truth and sometimes it's lies, but always be open to their whys and be open to learn about their situation, and always be open to the future potential of your students if you are a teacher. And then you start influencing, asking different questions. Maybe questions they are not usually asked. It's not questions about the subject matter, it's really about them. If they had a superpower and, if they acted from a different level, or if they were if they have role models, if they were this role model, if they were this person, how would they go about differently? Or if fear of parents, if fear of getting back bad marks, if fear of getting bullied, if all of these concerns were no concern at all, if these concerns did not matter, how would they go about differently? How would they show up in class differently? better prepared, probably, having done their homework, being more focused, less distracted. Just, think about this if you're a teacher. But the same applies if you're a trainer in a business environment. Because very often people go there and they just go there because the boss sends them there. So how do you deal with these people who are underperforming? And the last but not least, ask the underperforming person to change, to make a choice today. Not tomorrow, not next month, and not, once the whole stress or whatever situation is over. Ask them. You have a choice. You have to choose today. Stay as is and have all those frustrations and non-satisfying results, or decide to show up differently with more energy, with more focus, and because you owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family, you owe it to your friends, you owe it to your teammates, your classmates, whatever it is. Well, I hope this serves you. I hope this helps. If you want more information on how you can fine-tune your leadership skills and help others become better at what they do, but also that you grow as a leader, that you grow as a person, send me a private message or just let me know in the comments below. That you can, if you're interested in learning more about this and how you can apply to get into my high performance coaching program. You can also go to Renate, https://renate-prandl.mykajabi.com, and you can download some of the books, the whole books, to read, like The Road to Success with Jack Canfield, different bits and pieces, how you can get more out of your life, or Success Today with Brian Tracy, get High Performance Habits by my mentor, Brendon Burchard. So whatever it is, the connection seems to be pretty bad today again, so I apologize for that. But you can always watch the replay and still post your questions and comments below. So I can go to, as I said, renate-prandl.mykajabi.com, and you can apply for a life strategy session to find out, which areas in your life you really need more challenge, you need more support, more work on, that you become a better leader, that you become a better person, a better role model, a better thought leader, a better entrepreneur, a better parent, whatever it is for you. I hope this helps. I hope this serves you. Thank you again so much for watching it. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. I'm looking forward to reading your questions. Please share this training with people you care about, people who need to know this. Share this either in direct messages, share this on Facebook, share this on Instagram. The more people we can help level up, the better the whole energy, the better the whole situation is. Because right now, there's so much negative energy, so many underperforming people. They are all frustrated, they are giving up hope, they don't know what to do, they are angry, they are just in a very, very, how shall I put this, not very conductive and not very productive and not very happy space. Okay, I hope this helps you. Again, show me thumbs up if this helps you, if that's of value. Please share on Instagram, share on Facebook, share and send to the people you care about. Let me know if you're interested in learning more about high performance coaching and how to apply to get into my high performance coaching program. I'm here to help you get more out of life, to really crush it and have more vibrancy and have a better performing body, brain and mind. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye.